Shalom, Yahba Shemar Shabbat Thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Lathum by Hashim Yahweh Shai to my sisters. We are the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and the Commanding General Yohana. We have been around since 1969 teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who they are according to the scriptures. We are not affiliated with any other group or organization. This is the law class for Milwaukee. And today I'm going to be teaching who this Bible is made for. And also to show you that the people who are in the Bible are made of the people in the Bible are black. And the Bible that I'm reading from is made for black people. You know what I'm saying? So today we're going to start with Jeremiah 14:2. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, right? So in this right here, for mourning, right? Because Judah mourneth, and mourneth is mourning. Mourning is grieving or being sad. You know what I'm saying? So Judah is sad. It's their mourning. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing what happens when a person dies in the family or something like that, and you mourning for that person. You're sad for that person. You know what I'm saying? So Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. So the reason why they're mourning is because the gates thereof languish, right? Languished is, it's like, I got the definition for language right here. Well, it's the etymology of the word. 1 second. Bear with me. So the etymology of the word language is a verb, and it's defined as fail in strength or exhibit signs of approaching death. Okay. So Judah is grieving. And the reason why is because the gates thereof language. And in this sense right here, the gates are like your protectors or the people that are supposed to protect and guide you. Or so in this sense, yeah. The gates, 1 second. The gates are the leaders, the so-called leaders, the pastors, the people that's supposed to protect and teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, so they're mourning. Judah is mourning because the gates thereof language. Their leaders, their pastors, they're the people that's supposed to be who you look up to, is supposed to be your protector, are languished, which is failing in strength. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so-called leaders, they fail in strength or fail to protect Judah. You know what I'm saying? They are black unto the ground. See, right there is giving you the definition of who they are. Judah is the so-called blacks people, but we're talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Okay? And so they are black unto the ground. So it's giving you the description. They are black. They are dark-skinned people unto the ground. And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So the cry of Jerusalem is essentially the same as like the mourning in the beginning where it says Judah mourneth. They're sad and they're crying out in pain. They're crying out because they're sad. You know what I'm saying? They're making it be known that they are sad at what's going on around them and to what's happening to them. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Songs of Solomon. Hold on a second. There we go. We're going to go ahead and go to the book of the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. Right now, I'm just showing you that the people in the Bible are black. The Jews, the black people, the people in the Bible are black. Okay, and this book is for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, so right here is the book of Song of Solomon, 1 and 5. It says, "I am black." You know what I'm saying? He just told you straight up, I am black, but comely. In this sense, he's just saying, I am black. I am black, but I am beautiful. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar. He's talking to some sisters. He's telling them, like, look, I'm black and I'm beautiful. As the tents of Kedar. If you've ever seen the tents of Kedar, it's the same color as this backdrop right here. It's black. Black is night, darker than night. And the tents of Kedar, they use those to keep the sunlight from coming in, okay, to keep it cool on the inside. But he's saying that he is blacker than black. He's really dark skinned, okay. As the curtains of Solomon. Again, he's just reiterating what he's saying in the beginning. I am black and beautiful, but I'm dark and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Look not upon me because I am black. Don't look at me because I'm black, because the sun hath looked upon me. Oh, Slightly, I went too far. So the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5 is, I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. So he's telling you that he's black and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So we also got another description. We got the description of Christ too, which is in the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 13. That's a lot. That's a lot. The book of Revelations. That's a lot. The book of the Revelation. So revelation, right here, right? The definition of revelation is to reveal something, to show something, to, let me get etymology of the word for you. You know what I'm saying? So right here it says, to the disclosure of information or knowledge to man by a divine supernatural. It's to unveil, uncover, or lay bare. And the general meaning is to the disclosure of facts to those previously unaware of them. So the revelation is just something that is being revealed to you on something that you don't know anything of. So right here, 1 and 13, it says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and the girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So this right here is just saying that it's like in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. The Son of Man is Christ, cloth with a garment down to the foot. So he's wearing a garment like our garments that we would wear out to camp or to the Passover. You know what I'm saying? He's wearing a garment. That was close. So like he's wearing a garment. He's wearing like a warlike apparel that we wear to camp or to Passover or high holy days. You know what I'm saying? Down to the foot is all the way down to the tops of his boots, pretty much. And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had like a belt that goes around to hold his garment in place. You know what I'm saying? His head and his hairs were white like wool. You know what I'm saying? Who you know that have woolly hair? I know my brothers and sisters, they have beautiful, natural, curly, woolly hair. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen an Edomite or something like that wear have the same kind of hair we do. You know what I'm saying? As white as snow. Have you ever seen an old brother, you know what I'm saying? An old cat out there just walking down the street, his hair is completely white. And his beard and his mustache, everything about this facial looks like his facial is all white hairs. You know what I'm saying? I have seen other nations' hair when they get older, and it's always like silver or gray, or it's never white. But I've seen brothers and sisters out there with white hair. You know what I'm saying? And it was woolly. His hair is like wool. And if you was to ever take a look at a sheep's wool, it's the same texture as a brother's hair on his head. You know what I'm saying? As white as snow. Again, the color, it was white. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. His eyes was red and bloodshot because he liked to drink. You know what I'm saying? And his feet like unto fine brass. Brass is just a derivative of brown. Okay. When I say it like that, it means like it's just another form of brown. It's just another shade of brown. Because you got light brown all the way to the darkest of browns. You know what I'm saying? As if they burned in a furnace. So not only was he was a brown skinned brother, but he was a dark skinned brother. Because the only way you can get something as if it was burned in the furnace, like when you burn something, it turns dark black. Like it's going from brown to dark black. And if you scrape off the burnt parts, you still got the brownness underneath. You know what I'm saying? As if they burned in a furnace. So yeah, he was a dark skinned brother. And his voice is the sound of many waters, meaning that his voice was really deep and powerful. You know what I'm saying? His voice was deep and powerful. You hear his voice, you will never forget it. I have not seen anybody but our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, with the voice as deep as this. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and drop that. So hold on 1 second. So now we got the the description of Solomon, we got the description of Christ. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into Matthew 19 and 21. Slide. So right here in Matthew chapter 19 and 21. Well, we're gonna go up a few verses. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go up to 16. First, I'm gonna read 21 for you. So it says, Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. So I'm gonna give you a better understanding of what it's saying. So I'm gonna go to 16, and it says, behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? So a man came up to Christ and he was like, so what do I do so I can be like you? You know what I'm saying? So how can I have eternal life? How can I live eternal? You know what I'm saying? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, and that is God. It's like none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. Christ said, why are you calling me good? I'm not good. Most High is good. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to enter into the eternal life, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. He's like, keep all the law, statutes, and commandments. The same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? He said unto him, which Jesus said, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. He's breaking down the commandments that he has to follow. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and kill anybody. Don't go out and sleep with a brother's wife. Don't go out there and sleep with the harlot. Don't steal, rob, steal, and kill. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not bear false witness. Don't be lying on people. You know what I'm saying? Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. If you want me to go ahead, I'm going to break down honor for you, okay? And I'm going to give you the etymology of the word honor. It says honor, which is a noun. It's a dignity, distinction, and position, victory, triumph. You know what I'm saying? To dignify or live up to your father's reputation or something like that. I'll give you the Webster's dictionary definition of it too. You know what I'm saying? Definition. Is to have high respect or great esteem. The adherence. You know what I'm saying? Regard with great respect or fulfill. So to honor thy father, honor thy father and thy mother. All right. So have high respect for your father and your mother. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know what I'm saying? The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? He's like, I've done all this since I was a young buck. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this all my life. So what else am I missing? What else do I got to do to go ahead and get the everlasting life, the eternal life? You know what I'm saying? And he said, uh, and Christ said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. He said to him, give up everything that you have and own and do, and go out there and give it to somebody in need, somebody that needs it, and then come back and follow me. Give up everything. So he's saying, come from the world, give up that smoking weed or sleeping with other men's wives or sitting there stealing from your brother and your sister. Come, leave all that alone and come into the truth and follow me. That's what he's saying. He's saying, leave all that alone and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. After he heard that, he was like, nah, that ain't for me, man. I'm good. I'm straight. And he walked away. He left. He was like, nah, I can't give that up, man. I got too much stuff to give. I got all this stuff that I worked so hard to accomplish, and I got to give it up for what? I've seen this all the time. I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? Give up what you do in the world and come into the truth. That he's saying, give up all that. Come follow me. Follow what I teach. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, nah. Man, I got too much stuff, bro. I got too much. I'll give you an example. I was living in Oregon, and I seen the brother, and he seen how I was walking, and I was with other people. But he noticed me out of everybody because I was wearing the UPK attire, and I had my fringes on, my boots. You know what I'm saying? And I had my gun down, and he was like, "You one of those Israelite brothers?" I was like, what's up? How you doing? He was like, hey man, I got a question for you. How do I get into doing what you do? How do I be like you? You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, first off, brother, take one of these flyers. You know what I'm saying? Take one of these flyers, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a number that you can call. Go ahead and call that number on the bottom of the flyer. We also have classes Monday through, you know what I'm saying? I gave him the whole spiel, everything. And he was like, okay. I was like, yeah. So you just go ahead, come in, learn who you are. And then when I told him that smoking was a sin, sleeping with other brothers' wives, I told him eating pork was a sin. And you know what he said to me? He was like, oh man, you for sure sitting there saying that you got to give up pork, man? It's like, yeah, it's a law. It's a law that says that you should not eat or touch the carcass of a pig, man. He's like, man. All right, man. Yeah, all right. And he walked away. I was like, oh, he ain't never coming back. I ain't heard from or seen that brother ever since then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he was like, give up everything and go ahead and follow us. I told the man, give up his pork and go ahead and follow. Come to class. And he was like, nah. So he walked away. You know what I'm saying? And now after that, we're gonna go ahead and get to Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so after all that situation happened, I got it a couple times. And every time I sit there and say, you got to stop sleeping with white women. You got to stop eating pork. You got to stop smoking that marijuana. Leave it all alone and go ahead and come to class. And, they always say, oh, man. Or I get one of these. All right, I'm going to call this number. And then when you see him again and you bring it up and you're like, I don't know you, bro. I've never talked to you before in my life. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, no, man, that was not me. That was somebody else. And for a fact, I know it was you because you still wearing the same stuff that I seen you in last time. You know what I'm saying? So we got the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9. And right here it says, I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying, I know thy works. So all the great things black people do, like the first black doctor, the inventor of peanuts, the man that invented the washing machine, the greatness of all black people, the basketball stars, the football stars that made all these industries great. He knows that works. You know what I'm saying? And tribulation, and he knows your oppression. He knows what you are going through. You know what I'm saying? And poverty. He the state in which you are in, you poor and suffering. He knows your oppression and poverty. He knows that you are just like in Jeremiah 14:2, where it says that Judah mourneth and you're grieving. You know what I'm saying? He knows that you're grieving. He knows what you're going through. He knows your suffering, your pain and suffering. You know what I'm saying? But thou art rich. You know what I'm saying? The inheritance in which, the inheritance in which we haven't received yet, but also in the greatness of all that we do. You know what I'm saying? He knows of that. He knows the people that have stolen our identity. You know what I'm saying? He knows the identity that was stolen and they claiming it as their own. You know what I'm saying? He knows it. But that also brings me to Jeremiah 17:4. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Slide, bear with me. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. You know what I'm saying? It's saying he cut us off from knowing who we are and our identity. And he knew who we are and took our history. You know what I'm saying? And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. And he cut us off from knowing who we are and not knowing our history, you know what I'm saying, and gave us to our enemies, to the heathens or our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? To serve them, to serve them in a land that we know not. So he gave us to be slaves in a land which we don't even know. We from somewhere else. So we got put into this land into captivity. We are enslaved people in this land that we don't know. We're not from this land. You know what I'm saying? But we are under oppression, even to this day. They may say we free, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? Because if we was free, we would be working three jobs just so we could provide for our family, take care of the pay for our rent, pay for all the other essentials that we have. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to sit there and be so tired and depressed because we always working and not ever having enough time to do what we want. You know what I'm saying? I see my brothers. I see them every day. I see them slaving away, and they got to sit there and slave for little to nothing. And it says, "You shall discontinue from thine heritage, and I gave thee and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not." And to serve them, you sit there, you work for little to nothing to go and buy clothes. You got to sit there and buy the things and go pay the money that you just received from them to them. You know what I'm saying? You're working for little to nothing already. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So he cut us off from knowing who we are and having our history taken. And he caused us to be slaves to our enemies in the land that we don't know, because we made the Most High angry to the point where he had to punish us. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the perpetual hatred of what our Esau is doing. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna jump to Isaiah. No, it's not this one. There we go. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 6. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and gave them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very, very heavily laid thy yoke. You know what I'm saying? I was wroth with my people. While the Most High was angry with us, he kicked us out. He kicked us out and put us in a land. It's like he kicked us out and put us into slavery in the land that we don't know. It's pretty much the same as what I was just going over in the last scripture. But he was angry with us, so he polluted mine inheritance. So we can go ahead and get the definition of polluted. You know what I'm saying? It's polluted is ceremonially unclean or profane, rendered impure or unclean. You know what I'm saying? He made us unclean. He sat there and put us. He pretty much punished us and put us into slavery. You know what I'm saying? But they took it too far by enslaving us and working us to the bone, working us too hard and taking away our identity. You know what I'm saying? Their hand was. They didn't show them no mercy. They didn't show no mercy. They didn't sit there and take pity on us. They made it worse for us. Upon the ancient thou verily very heavily laid thy yoke. So they went too far. They didn't have mercy, but instead they made it worse. They took away. You know what I'm saying? Shalom Yabashim Shabbatah. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Latah Bashim Yahweh Shah. Shalai. They took away our identity and worked us to the bone. Worked us to until we pretty much couldn't take it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So again, like in the first scripture of Jeremiah, Judah is mourning. You know what I'm saying? And we're crying out. They took it too far, so now we're crying out because we can't take it. You know what I'm saying? They've done too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Zechariah 11:5. Look at that. The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. You know what I'm saying? Whose possessors slayed them. You see this every day. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are always killed out in the street. They're murdered senselessly. You know what I'm saying? And our possessors slay them. It says, whose possessors slay them? Our possessors is killing us constantly. And they calling themselves, and they said, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. Our oppressors killing us constantly and call themselves it's like I missed the whole line. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Our oppressor is killing us constantly and calling themselves innocent. You know what I'm saying? They're calling themselves the good people. You know what I'm saying? And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. And they saying, thank the Most High. Thank God. I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? It says, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Thank God I'm rich. Because look at them, they're out there suffering. Their church, their leaders don't care about them. Again, in the first scripture I brought out in Jeremiah, where it says the gates thereof languish. You know what I'm saying? Their leaders don't pity them. You know what I'm saying? For I'm rich and their own shepherds pity them not. So our leaders are weak leaders. The church pastor or there's a lot. You know what I'm saying? The ones that we idolize and look up to, they don't care. They don't have no pity. They're not showing mercy. They're not helping like the Isupk is. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They sitting there like, I got my money. Shit. It's like, excuse me. They like, I got my money. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But they sitting there saying, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and get Revelations 13 and 10. So in the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 10, it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. You know what I'm saying? He that leadeth into captivity, which is our oppressors, the ones that put us into slavery. You know what I'm saying? That brought us into slavery under iron yokes. You know what I'm saying? to serve them and sit there. They beat us, kill us, and do all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shall go into captivity. So they put us in captivity. Now they got to go into captivity. They have to go under slavery because of what they did. You know what I'm saying? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Since they was killing us, now they must die. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling nobody to go out and kill anybody, but it's saying he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And this is going to happen. They're going to die for killing us. You know what I'm saying? Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and go up one more verse because this is one of my ones that I really like to hear a lot. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So if anybody is listening, pay attention. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, nah, look, this is what's going to happen. This is what needs to happen. This is happening. This is what's going to happen. And we got Obadiah. Should I bear with me? There we go. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 9. One second. Uh, the book of Obadiah, 1 and 9. And thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob brother Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You know what I'm saying? This is all tying into um, what's going to happen because of Zechariah 11 and 5, Revelations 13 and 10. You know what I'm saying? To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. All the Edomites are going to be killed. They're going to be killed off. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be by slaughter. Again, in Revelations where it says, next slide. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You know what I'm saying? So for what he's done, and now that Revelations is happening, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. It says here, and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to do the same thing he did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's going to kill them off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Because of you doing the things that you did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they are going to be cut off by slaughter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could have just showed mercy. They could have just showed mercy. But nah, they wanted to kill us off. They sitting there enslaved us. They took away our identity. They took away everything from us. You know what I'm saying? And they even not even call us human. They called us 3/4 or 3/5 of a man. You know what I'm saying? Not even. Hold on, Slaggy. Let me go ahead and get the right way of what they said. Yeah, it's 3/5 of a man. They're not even calling us a person. You know what I'm saying? They're not even calling us like they're saying that we're not even worthy of being called human. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so them sitting there taking away our identity, treating us not like human, treating us pretty much like, you know, I wouldn't even treating us like we're less than nothing. Let's put it like that. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, thy violence because of what they did, the iron yoke, the enslavement, the killing, the you know what I'm saying, doing the thing, selling, putting things in our like instead of doing what they should have done, which go ahead and show us, you know what I'm saying, or give us back the stuff that which is rightfully ours. They was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Now we're gonna go ahead and go to Psalms 28 and 4. The book of Psalms, chapter 28 and 4. How did I pass Psalms? Right. How did I pass it? The book of Psalms, chapter 28, verse 4. Give them according to their deeds and according to their wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Ooh, good. Nice. Again, it's still going into what was going to happen to them. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is going to do to them the same thing that they have done to us. Whatever they have done to you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, is what they're going to do to what the Most High is going to do to them. You know what I'm saying? Give them after the work of their hands. Again, what they have done, their own craft work. He's going to do the same thing to them. You know what I'm saying? Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands, rendered to them their desert. Because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to do the same thing that they've done to him because they didn't do what they were supposed to. They took it too far. So he shall destroy them and not build them up. He's not going to bring them back up. He's going to go ahead and eradicate them by slaughter, as it says in the book of Revelation, Obadiah 1 and 10, 1 and 9 through 10. You know what I'm saying? Specifically 1 and 10. So where it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. No, it is 1 and 9. So, and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mounts of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. You know what I'm saying? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So, like it says in Psalms 28 and 4, you know what I'm saying? That they were going to get their dues. You know what I'm saying? What was coming to them is what it's saying. So, giving them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. So if you don't know what endeavors is, the definition of endeavors. One second. Endeavors means to achieve something or achieve their goals. So because of their goals, hold on, should I? According to the wickedness of their goals. So according of their endeavors or their goals, give them after the work of their hands, render to them their desert, because they regard not the works of the Lord, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same as saying, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about a specific people. Esau is going to be cut off by slaughter forever. So the Lord is going to do to them what they need, what they have done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like I've been saying, right? So, like in the beginning, where it said, like, because what's happening is because of what they have done, we are back at Jeremiah 14 and 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use this one. This is better. It says in the book of Jeremiah 14 and 2, that Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish, they are black unto the ground, and they cry, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they've been doing to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Judah mourneth. You know what I'm saying? Judah is saddened because of what's going on. And the gates thereof languish. The people are crying out. They're sad because their protectors, their so-called protectors, the pastors of the church, or the people that's supposed to be speaking for them, you know what I'm saying, are therefore thereof languish. They're weak. They're not doing their job. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So now that they're crying out for help, you know what I'm saying? They're crying out to the Lord. They're asking for help. You know what I'm saying? It's going, which is going to bring me to Jeremiah 3:15. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Jeremiah 3:15, it says, "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." He's saying right here that he's going to give you us. He's going to give you the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yohanan. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give you pastors according to mine heart, according to what he wants. He's going to give you. So he's giving you the people that speak in the truth, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. He's giving you the ISUPK, so you can go ahead and give up the stuff that is making you sick, making you die every day. He's trying to give you the everlasting life by sending the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the ISUPK. And I keep saying so-called because we were not called what we are today. We have our own names and tribes that we belong to. It's 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? So and I will give you pastors according to my heart. He's giving you the UPK. That's essentially what's going on. We have been around since 1969, teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who they are according to the scriptures. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You know what I'm saying? Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. We're going to go ahead, you get in the class, and we're going to teach you the scriptures and what they mean. We're going to break it down for you so you can understand it better or understand it fully. You know what I'm saying? So you can have the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and understand it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're doing now. We're teaching you so you can go ahead and get what you need. Because at the moment, what I see is, let's see, what I see right now. One second. The book of Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because thou hast rejected knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You are destroyed, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, to the point where you think that it's okay to go out and smoke weed, eat pork, sleep with your brother's wife, sell drugs, kill one another. When I tell you that's not what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? It says in Jeremiah 3:15, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart. You know what I'm saying? So for you not to be destroyed for the lack of knowledge, he sent you pastors, or he sent you the truth so you can understand what he's trying to tell you, what it needs to be taught, so you can go ahead and stop going that way and be put on the right path to go the way that needs to be gone so you can go ahead and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? It said, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So you were destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You were lacking knowledge. So destroyed is what you were. Now we sitting there giving you the knowledge and the understanding. You will not be destroyed any longer. You will be what he was saying when he said, it's live. In the book of Matthew 19 and 1. You know what I'm saying? Like he was telling the brother that came up and asked him how to get everlasting life for you to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you to go ahead and give up what you are doing now. Give up the stuff that's making you destroyed. Give up and come into the class and learn. You know what I'm saying? Give up all the worldly stuff that you do. Come in here and dress in all black for men. You know what I'm saying? And board scarf, black shirt, black pants, black boots. Women just come ahead and dress modestly, wrap your head and come into class, go ahead and learn the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it says, I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So the knowledge and understanding, you will no longer be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You come into the truth, you give away everything and shed off yourself. Shed the world from you. You know what I'm saying? You will gain the understanding and the knowledge that you need. And it shall come to pass when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done away anymore, done anymore. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You come in here, you come into the truth and multiply. You know what I'm saying? Read into something that I shouldn't have. So like it. Okay. I might have to go back and get a better breakdown of 16. But in 15, it's saying, I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. Go ahead, leave the worldly stuff alone. I'm gonna slip. And come into the truth. Come into where the Most High has given you somebody that can teach you. Come into where you will never be destroyed again. You know what I'm saying? Come into where you will have the everlasting life. You know what I'm saying? You will gain the kingdom back. You know what I'm saying? Do that. You should. You should do that for real. Because if you don't, then you just wasting away, being destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And it also says that oppression maketh the wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? So now that you destroyed for the lack of knowledge, your oppressor is driving you insane. One second. The book of Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. You know what I'm saying? So your oppression is driving you insane. You know what I'm saying? And the gift is destroying your heart. In this sense, it's talking about your mind. It's the stuff that you get is destroying what's up here when you should be learning who you are and your history. Not knowing that it's the reason why you out there smoking dope and sleeping with whores. It's like sleeping with harlots and killing your brother and your sisters. You know what I'm saying? I've seen too many videos of my brothers and sisters being killed over nothing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen them not all I've seen was people sit there and pull out their camera. Like, oh, let me go ahead and get a video of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and look at this. And they post it online instead of doing something. If you was to come into the ISUPK, we're gonna teach you that brotherhood and sisterhood is essential. It is what is needed for you to be a nation. You know what I'm saying? Out there videotaping somebody murdering your brother and sister is not a good look. It's not something that's smiled upon. It's something that's definitely deeply frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? I know I frown upon it. I know a few brothers and sisters that will frown upon it. Yeah, congrats. You sat there and videotaped it, and now you know who did it, but you should have at least stepped up to do something. You know what I'm saying? If you are able to do something, then do it. Don't just sit there and watch. Don't watch your brother get gunned down for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't watch your brother die because of something simple. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why Jeremiah 14:2 is around. You know what I'm saying? Because Judah mourneth. You know what I'm saying? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all all black to me. Y'all crying out. Y'all are sad. Y'all are depressed because nobody is there to save you. That's what you feel. There is nobody is there to save you. But I'm here to tell you that is wrong. The ISUPK is here to save you. We are here to sit there and bring you the truth. You know what I'm saying? We are here to sit there and bring you what it says in Jeremiah 3:15. You know what I'm saying? Where it says, and I'm reading it word for word, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Keep going back to it because we will teach you so you won't be like in Jeremiah 14:2. You will not be mourning and crying out in pain, in anguish. Come into UPK and get taught. Yeah, you still gonna see something out there that's gonna make you sad. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see something out there that man, I wish I could do something. That's why we out here teaching. We're teaching the people who they should be and do what they should do. You know what I'm saying? And we've been around since 1969. So I haven't been around since 1969. But the UPK has been around since 1969. You know what I'm saying? And they've been teaching, just like I'm teaching, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. I keep saying the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And the reason why I keep saying that is because we are one nation. We are one people. You know what I'm saying? Black people. I know you see a Hispanic brother and look at him different, but he's the same as you. Just like the Native American is the same as you. Just like all y'all have been through pretty much the same thing. Y'all are oppressed. You are you're going insane. You're crying out because you're being wronged. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do. You're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You don't know what you're doing, so you don't know what to do. So you crying, you're going insane, crying out in pain. You know what I'm saying? So we're telling you in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 verse 1. Yeah, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Right here is telling you the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Gather together. Come together as one people like you should be, like you used to be. You know what I'm saying? Gather together, O nation not desired. Gather together. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Who's not desired in this land today? Who's not looked happily upon? You know what I'm saying? Who gets that look of disgust whenever they see you? You know what I'm saying? It's you, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, and sometimes your animals. You know what I'm saying? But he's talking to y'all. Like these scriptures are for you. You know what I'm saying? When I first heard of it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, terrified. So I ended up still listening to some of the camp videos and watching speakings, and I was like, oh, dang, I really like what they saying, and I like how they sitting there telling me that I need to go ahead and come to class and go ahead and learn so I can teach and help my blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indian brothers. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought that that Hispanic people and me get along too well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why. Because we are all one people. I've noticed that black and Hispanic go take on each other's culture, nowadays culture, because it's something that is programmed into us that we sit there and we're one people, so we sit there and copy each other, do what we do, what each other do. You know what I'm saying? We try to do the same thing that they do, and we put our own spin to it, our own flavor, because we are one people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nation not desired. You're not desired in this land. They look upon you and hate you. That's why they have perpetual hatred for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not been nowadays. It's always been the same. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had in a perpetual hatred, and thou and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. You know what I'm saying? Because of the hatred that they hold for you, so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. They they have killed you. They have, like right now, what they're doing to my Hispanic brothers and sisters is they got them on the border. Shalom, Lord in Christ. They what they got going on with our Hispanic brothers right now. They they still haven't they stopped talking about it, but you can still read up on it. They still have our brothers locked up in cages and wrapped up like baked potatoes and aluminum foil and all that stuff, taking our families and taking them from each other and putting them, saying that they're illegals and they're not supposed to be in this land. You know what I'm saying? They not doing. They sat there because of that hatred of knowing who we really are. They sit there and trying to get rid of us, saying, "Nah, they don't belong here," even though that their land takes up most of this most of America. You know what I'm saying? Mexico, Texas, California, and going up the map is mostly Hispanic territories. But they sat there and pushed their territories down to Mexico and said, "This little bit of land right here is yours," when that's not really their land. You know what I'm saying? All of the land that you're trying to kick them out, belongs to them. So, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword, you shed the blood of the children of Israel because they hate you, they kill you, they lock you in the cages like animals. You know what I'm saying? Their constitution calls you 3/5 of a man. You're not human to them. You know what I'm saying? The children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity. And calamity essentially means like in the destruction or the problems that they're suffering. You know what I'm saying? In the time that their iniquity had an end. So punishment is coming to an end, and now they still sitting there doing what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? It also goes back into slide. Isaiah 47:6. I'm going to pull that out too. It says, "I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and gave them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke." You know what I'm saying? While the Most High was angry with us, he kicked us out of the land and put us into slavery. They took it too far by enslaving us and making us taking away our name and who we are, our history. You know what I'm saying? They have stolen your name and they took it upon themselves. You know what I'm saying? I see it every day. I see them call themselves Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves Jewish. And if you look up the definition of ish, it means to be like or to be similar as something else. You know what I'm saying? So they're not the true Jews. You are. You know what I'm saying? Just like Revelations 2:9. He knows your works, all the great things that Black people, Hispanic people, and Native Americans do. You know what I'm saying? I see it every day. I see Hispanic people. They be making some of the craziest things I have ever seen. I have seen a house be put up in less than a week, and it was 32, and that was built by pretty much Hispanic people. They are the best at what they do. I've if they kick the Hispanic people out of the land, houses would take forever to get done. You would not have no fresh produce. You would not have any good food. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Hispanic and Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American sisters are the most beautiful I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? You won't have that no more. You just be looking at dogs. You know what I'm saying? But my Black and Hispanic and Native American people, it's like they taking a part of me and throwing it somewhere else. I wouldn't like that to happen. I'm pretty sure y'all wouldn't like that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of a people out of a land that does belong to them, it's crazy. I feel like that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? If we're trying to put somebody out of the land that doesn't belong to them, we should be going ahead and putting out our oppressors, because this land never belonged to them at all. You know what I'm saying? And all of this is because they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So Zephaniah 2 and 1, where it says, gather together, yea, no, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desire. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got that right. That's 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. That's all you got to do. Just bring yourselves together. Don't stray away. Come back. Come to the school. Come to class. Learn who you are. Learn your history. Learn that you are the greatest beings walking the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Just know that you are above all people upon the face of the earth. Again, above all people. It's like in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. For thou art a separate people unto the Lord thy God, unto the Most High. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Like, what it's saying right here is like, how would I break this down? Okay, so say you got your favorite toy, you got your favorite whatever. You have chosen it for a specific reason because you like it. And now, whenever you go and do whatever you got to do, like say you got a favorite fork, bowl, plate, spoon, or whatever, you go and use that or go and grab that every time you go into the kitchen. You had a favorite plaything. Kids always have one, and they always carry it around wherever they go. Sometimes it may be a teddy bear, or sometimes it may be a blanket. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you favor highly. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's saying. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And that's above every nation out there. All people. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian people. He's talking to you. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people. He's not saying that you was his favorite because the number of people was great. There was a lot. He's saying that he chose you, for ye were the fewest of all people. You know what I'm saying? But because the Lord loved you And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen and the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So because he loved you, he kept his oath that he had with the previous your forefathers, the fathers that came before you. He kept his oath with them that he sworn with them. And he brought you out with a mighty hand. He saved you. He pulled you from your situation. He pulled you out of slavery. That's what he's saying. They pulled and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen. He took you out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? He took you because you are his favorite people. He took you and pulled you out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? From the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And so it's pretty much the same. It's like he's saving you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, like he did back then. He's saving you. He's sending out the people, like in Jeremiah 3 and 15. He's pulling you out by giving you and it says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to save you by sending out the UPK. He's sending us out to sit there and save you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to have us come out. He's not trying. He's having us come out to save you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So we're going to go ahead and make sure you know who you are. We're going to give you your identity back by teaching you the way to go. You know what I'm saying? By teaching you that you are special, that you are holy, and you are loved. You know what I'm saying? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian people. And I know I keep reiterating that a lot, but I want you to understand I'm not here. Just like it says, I'm not here but unto the lost sheep of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm not sent. Book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He's not here for anybody else. He's only here for you. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to save anybody else at all. He's not going to save anybody else. So, in a sense, and in what I was going over, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are grieving because their protectors are not protecting. They failed you. They're lacking in strength. So you are crying out. You know what I'm saying? I also showed you that Solomon and Christ were black people. In the Song of Solomon, where it says, I am black but comely, he was over there talking to some sisters too. He's like, I am black but comely. Don't look upon me because I'm black. Don't look at me because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew who he was. The description of Christ. Hair of wool, eyes of fire, feet like unto burnt brass, like unto brass that was burnt in the furnace. You know what I'm saying? Voice with as deep as many waters. You know what I'm saying? And in the midst of in the book of Revelation 1 and 13, it says, and in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a nice garment. This is what they were seeing when they seen Christ. He had a garment, but it's flat too. It was a garment all the way down to his feet. You know what I'm saying? And he had a girdle, a belt that went around his waist, is right here. You know what I'm saying? And it was a golden girdle. And his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. So his hair was purely white. It was white like snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. His eyes was red and bloodshot. You know what I'm saying? Because he drank. And his feet like unto fine brass. Again, brass is just a derivative of brown. As if they burned in a furnace. It's like burnt, like it was burnt black. You know what I'm saying? It was black. And his voice is the sound of many waters. His voice was really, really, really deep. You know what I'm saying? Deep and powerful. Because if you think about it, if you see many waters, it's like the ocean. We can give you that description of the ocean. You see the ocean, it's vast and wide and very deep. You know what I'm saying? Once you see it, you'll never forget it. Once you hear it, you'll never forget it. So his voice was like as many waters. So it was loud, deep. You know what I'm saying? So we did that description of Christ. And then we did Matthew. (19 and 21). Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, and go and sell thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Oh yeah, I had to go up to 16, and it says, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? He was like, walked up to Christ and was like, this shirt. What good thing? What is something that I can do so that I have eternal life? So I can live a long life. You know what I'm saying? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? Why are you calling me good? Why are you giving me praise? There is none good but one. That is God. Only the Most High is good. You know what I'm saying? But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He said, but if you want everlasting life, my brother, keep the commandments. Good night. He said unto him, which Jesus said, thou shalt do no murder. Oh, it's like, Right. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know what I'm saying? Jesus said you shouldn't be. He gave him some commandments: not to murder, not to commit adultery, which is sleeping with another man's wife or sleeping with whores. Thou shalt not steal. Don't take from another brother or sister. Don't take, period. Don't steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Don't sit there and be bearing false witnesses, like saying you saw somebody do something and you wasn't there to see it, or you putting blame on something on someone when not actually knowing. You know what I'm saying? Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. To honor thy father and thy mother. I went over this because honor is to have a high respect or great esteem. Or adherence to what is right or to a controversial standard or conduct. So I would go with high respect and adherence. You know what I'm saying? And high regard and live up to their expectations. To honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? I was like, I've been doing this since I was a young man, since I was yee high. You know what I'm saying? Knee high to a grasshopper. I was doing this as young. Now I'm all the way up until now. So what else? What else is there for me to do? What am I missing? What do I need to do so I can get the everlasting life? So I can go ahead and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come and follow me. If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell. So if you've done all this all your life, you perfect, go out and sell all your possessions and give the money to someone in need. You know what I'm saying? And then come and follow me. Come so I can teach you the way that needs to be done so you can have eternal life. The young man saith unto the Lord, unto him, all these things, it's like, but when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. He's like, dang, man, I can't do it. So he walked away sad. He had a sorrowful expression on his face, like, nah, man. Only if he didn't say I had to give up the things that I love the most, because he had great possessions. Dang, I have all this stuff that I like, and I really, really like it. I don't want to get rid of it and go ahead and give it give what I have worked so hard to earn, worked so hard to obtain to somebody else. I want to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing. So he went away sad with a sorrowful expression on his face. Man, then said, then said Jesus to his unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. He's saying, see, look, prime example right here. Some some people that are rich, they ain't coming. Most rich people they love their stuff too much, so they really don't want the kingdom. So let them go ahead and do what they do. You know what I'm saying? And then we went over Revelations 2:9, right? Where it says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? You know your works is all the things that all the major things, the good things that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? The inventors, the people that sit there and put forth great effort in the things that they do, the ones that have great talent, all thy works. So all the works, all your works. You know what I'm saying? All the great things that black people do, or Hispanic and Native American too. The tribulation and poverty, the oppression and the state of which you are in pain and suffering. But thou art rich, the inheritance in which we uh we haven't received, but yet also in the greatness of Shalak. Reading a little too far. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. All that we do, he knows it. He knows of the people that have stolen your identity to claim it as their own. So he knows that the white people, that our oppressor is out there claiming that they are Jews when they're not. They call themselves the Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? They want you to sit there and believe them so much that began. Well, they want you to believe it so much. They want to tell you that they are the real Jews. They are who you supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I seen a white woman that told me that she was from the tribe of Judah. I looked at her and was like, excuse me? You know what I'm saying? I seen another woman and a man tell me that they were from the tribe of Gad. I was like, you can't be from the same tribe I'm from. And then they tell me that they were Cherokee Indians. You know that they are really called the $5 Indians. You know what I'm saying? What a $5 Indian is. And so the origin of the term $5 Indian. In 1887, the U.S. Congress passed the Dawes Act, named after Senator Henry L. Dawes of the Massachusetts. The law regulated land rights on tribal territories in the United States and converted the Native American traditional system of communal land ownership into the private property land ownership we are all familiar with today. Before it could convert the land into private property, the government had to determine which Native Americans were eligible for property allotments. For this to happen, the U.S. government had to make a criterion of what makes a person Native American and therefore eligible. The U.S. government also had to make an official list of who was Native American. This list became known as the Dawes Rolls. The goal of the law was to protect the property of the Native Americans as well as to force their absorption into American mainstream. A side goal of the act was to open up the remainder of unused Native American tribal reservation land to white settlers for a tidy profit. Tidy profit. So I looked at two T's. The U.S. government came up with the idea of blood quantum laws to determine who were and were not Native Americans. The blood quantum is defined as fractions of their ancestors, but the total ancestors out of their total ancestors, documented as full-blood Native Americans. A person or with a parent who is full-blood Native American, another parent non-Native ancestry is considered one half Native American. There's some tribe who decide who is a member of the tribe. One of the many problems with the blood quantum law criteria was that recognized Native Americans who were not considered either full blood or mixed by the test were essentially detribalized. They were stripped of their Native American heritage and displaced from their homelands. Good night. These were opportunistic white men who wanted access to the land or food rations. These were people who were more than happy to exploit the Dawes Commission and government agents for $5, were willing to turn a blind eye to the graft and corruption. In translation, the white men with a hunger for more land and acquisition paid corrupt government agents $5 to register as on the Dawes rolls. That's what a $5 Indian is. So I think that was a long read. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's where the $5 Indian term came from. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the same as saying that they're Jewish people. But yeah, so we call the one I called the woman and that man that said that they were Native Americans a $5 Indian because I asked them who their forefather was. What was the bloodline of their father? And they was like, no, my father was Irish, or my father was she said of Italian descent. Then how did you get Native American? She's like, oh well, my mother. He was like, same here, my mother. She was a Cherokee Indian. It's like, dang, everybody's Cherokee, huh? I was like, nah, you are what your father is. You are not a Native American. And I broke it down for them. You know what I'm saying? And they was distraught. They was like baffled at what I was saying. Like, nah, this can't be, bro. You saying that, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but that's essentially what's going on there. You know what I'm saying? So Jeremiah 17:4, cut off from knowing who we are and our history. And he sent us to serve our enemy. You know what I'm saying? In Isaiah 47:6. When the Most High was angry with us, He kicked us out of out of our land and put us into slavery. They took it too far by enslaving, working us too hard and taking away our identity and claiming it as their own. Ezekiel 35:5, while struggling at the bottom of or struggling at the bottom, serving our punishment, they murdered us and took away our identity and worked us to the bone. It's pretty much going back into Isaiah 47:6. Zechariah 11:5, our oppressor is killing us constantly and calling themselves innocent. And calling themselves innocent. You see this every day, all the time. I see it. I know you see it. And then our people does some of the craziest things. You know what I'm saying? You go and hug the person that killed your brother or killed your uncle or killed one of your family members. I see it all the time. Y'all give them hugs and all that stuff. Right? When you should be angry. Our oppressor say, thank God I'm rich. And their leaders don't care for the people. Our leaders don't care for us. You know what I'm saying? Our so-called leaders are our pastors our or the influential Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. They don't care about the people, the impoverished people. You know what I'm saying? And so, in a sense, he gave Jeremiah 3:15, where it says that he get okay. So where it says, "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." You know what I'm saying? And he's not talking about like your church pastors or the Christian pastors, Catholic pastors, or Catholic, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? He sent the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. He sent the priests and prophets of the Most High, the priests and prophets, out to teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the knowledge and understanding that they lacked. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, he taught the knowledge and understanding of what they lacked. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and go into Zephaniah 2:1, where it says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." So he sent you priests and prophets to teach you the knowledge that you are lacking and teach you a better understanding of it, because he wants you to gather together. This is the reason why he sent you Jeremiah 3:15, so you can gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You know what I'm saying? So we can teach you. Yeah, yeah, he sent us out to teach and give you the knowledge that you need. And and the main reason is because we we as a people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So the only way we can go ahead and conclude this whole matter and go ahead and get the understanding that we need is for you to gather together, right? I'm going to go ahead and give you Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So he gave you Jeremiah 3:15, the priests and prophets and pastors, which is the ISUPK. He gave you the ISUPK so you can go into Zephaniah 2 and 1. To gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, because we need to hear the conclusion of the whole matter. We have to fear God and keep his commandments. We have to fear God, keep his commandments. The commandments are the law, statutes. The commandments are all in this book. This whole book is the commandments that needs to be followed. You know what I'm saying? The law, statutes, and commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. This is all you all this. It's like, for this is the whole duty. This is all you have to do is fear God, keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? This is your duty. This is your responsibility as a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. Is to fear him, keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying, we are the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We've been around since 1969, teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians the truth of who they are. We are not affiliated with any other organization or groups. Brothers, if you want to be in the school, come to class in all black. Black headband, black shirt, black pants, black boots. Sisters, come in, dress modestly, wrap your hair, keep your head wrapped. You know what I'm saying? Come to class, learn who you are. You know what I'm saying? We have a holy convocation coming up. It's the feast of the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Is from September 15th, 2023 sundown to September 16th sundown. You know what I'm saying? That's my time. Shalom.